Hey y'all, it's Taaj with Free Tea, and here on this channel, we transmute energy and ascend. We are the alchemist. We are making our negatives into positives and just living our best life over here. So today, the tea I have for you guys is throat chakra. I want to talk about the throat chakra and how I came to the understanding that mine was unbalanced and had been for a minute. So if you're interested in how I've managed to balance my throat chakra, just stay tuned. So I recently discovered that my throat chakra was blocked or unbalanced, however you want to look at it, but it wasn't operating in a balanced way at all. And I realized this when I joined Clubhouse back in December. If you are familiar with Clubhouse, then you know. So I guess this is the moment where I'm supposed to say, if you know, you know, when it comes to Clubhouse. So, when you get on Clubhouse, you kind of find rooms that you're interested in and you get in. And I'm a person to where I enjoy sitting back in the cut, like listening and just observing and just soaking in information. But I also like to engage with my audience. And I don't know if that comes from like my teacher background or where it comes from. But I'm even if I'm on Facebook and someone is going live, I'm very engaging and interactive in their live. I'm not a person that's just kind of there. I don't know. I just like to engage. So with being on Clubhouse, engagement looks like raising your hand and being brought onto the stage to speak. And 9 times out of 10, most times, you're just speaking from your own personal experiences. So I found myself being really, really nervous, for one, to just click the button. I'm like, why am I so nervous and afraid to get on here and speak my truth? Why am I so scared? I would get nervous, y'all, nervous. And I'm like, girl, why are you scared? And for the longest, I've never really viewed myself as a person who is shy to speak or anything like that. Because I've always had the mindset, okay, if I'm prepared, then getting up and speaking in front of a crowd of people, it wasn't a fear of mine. And also being a classroom teacher, I think helped that as well. So I hope my camera isn't shaking this time. I feel like the last time it was shaking a little bit and I'm like, what was making it shake? Anyway, so I discovered that I had this new fear, this new subconscious fear of speaking, of talking. And so that's never been a fear of mine. So I'm like, okay, what's going on? So anyway, I pushed myself to raise my hand and to speak. And so every time on Clubhouse, when it's my time to unmute my mic and say something, even though I'm 100% comfortable with what I'm going to say, I may not always articulate it the way that I want to. And you guys know that just by being on my channel. Things just kind of come out of my mouth, and it's if you catch it, you catch it. If you don't, you don't. I'm sorry. Things just kind of flow to me and out of me when I do start talking. But so I guess subconsciously in the back of my head, I used to feel well, what if people don't understand me? Or what if I don't get my point across properly? Or what if I sound like a complete idiot and this doesn't resonate with anybody in this room at all? All these what ifs. And so all of these what ifs is what actually made me very sorry about that. So many interruptions. And I blame this too on Mercury retrograde. I think we have until February 20th for Mercury retro for us to go out of for Mercury to be out of retrograde. And with that is communication issues. Hence why I'm talking about the throat chakra, but communication issues with electronics and all that type of stuff. So I actually will not be surprised if I get another phone call or interruption. So y'all just bear with me. We're just going to go with the flow. So all these feelings, all these what ifs started coming to me. And so I realized okay, these what ifs is what's got me nervous. So long story short, I finally, you know, like I said, I would push myself to get on there, and I would go ahead and even push through all the what ifs and say what I had to say, and just kind of get it out. And what I didn't know, or I guess I did and didn't at the same time, but what I also discovered in that moment was that was me practicing balancing my throat chakra, just me pushing past these fears and these limiting beliefs that I was thinking, you know, and these limiting thoughts. I cannot say limiting for anything today. These limiting thoughts and beliefs that I have within myself, like I was able to push past those as well. But what I noticed is that when I would start to speak on Clubhouse, like my heart would just start racing, just boom, 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 as though I was running a marathon. I could not be sitting down and respond or interact on Clubhouse. I would have to be like walking around the house or something just to kind of move the energy that's flowing through my body. And I'm like, okay, what is this? Is this nerves or what is it? My voice would be shaking as I'm talking, and I would also sound like out of breath too, like, oh, y'all, child. It's just so much. And I keep saying was, but is, because I go through this currently as I get on Clubhouse right now. But the reason I'm here and the reason I'm making this video about the throat chakra, oh, and I wore blue today. Shout out to the throat chakra, because we are balancing this bad boy. So, and blue is associated, for those of you who don't know, blue is associated, or is the color of the throat chakra, our voice. And when this throat chakra is blocked, it feels like uncertainty. It feels like you don't fully trust yourself. It feels like overthinking. It feels like, what if people don't understand me? Or what if I'm not understood? Or it's that fear of sounding like an idiot, you know? Am I gonna just come out of left field, or is this gonna resonate? You know, all of these fears and concerns and worries about what other people have to say, and like their judgments and their perceptions of your truth shouldn't matter. It just shouldn't matter. And when we're able to let go of the like concern, like when we let go of caring about what other people think, or if other people understand us, or if we make sense to people at all, like none of that matters. What matters is if you make sense to yourself, if you understand you, if what you're saying and your truth is resonating with you, like that's all that matters. We can't control how other people perceive us, or we can't control like their idea of us. We just can't. And so when we worry about all these things, it causes our throat chakra to be blocked. It causes like these nerves and this anxiety around speaking and talking, because we have all these underlying fears that are literally just that, false evidence appearing real, fears about the possible judgments of other people. Like, that's crazy, right? We're afraid to speak our truth because of how we think other people may perceive us or judge us. It's crazy. So being on Clubhouse allowed me to really see that, wow, okay, we need to work on some throat chakra healing, some throat chakra affirmations, and eat some foods that will help align the throat chakra. So lately I've been eating a lot of blueberries, a lot of blackberries. I've been wearing blue. And I think I've said this in another video too, but for as far as I can remember, I know even back in high school, like I've just been drawn to the color blue. And in high school, I used to get laryngitis and strep throat all the time. And I can clearly remember like during those phases where I would have like strep throat or something, it would also be during times where I wasn't speaking up for myself. I wasn't speaking how I truly felt. You know, I wasn't letting it out. And not all the time. I've learned now as an adult to speaking your truth doesn't necessarily mean that you have to speak that truth to another person or to another human. Letting it out and being able to keep a balanced and aligned throat chakra sometimes just means releasing it and writing it down in a journal and burning it or keeping it, whatever you want to do with it. But it just has to come out of you. It can't stay pent up inside. Like you can't not express yourself, because the throat chakra is also about expression and communication. You can't not express yourself because of the fears that you've created in your mind about the judgment of other people. And so all of our chakras are aligned with a different organ in our body, right? And so when they are imbalanced for a long period of time, it starts to create dis-eases in our body, dis-eases or diseases as we like to refer to them. And so when during those times where I would have strep throat and laryngitis, those were times where I had really suppressed my own voice and my expression and my truth and my communication. I just kind of bottled things up. And the way that me suppressing and keeping those negative emotions and feelings and expressions inside, bottled inside, it manifested. Because if we don't allow the energy, if we don't transmute that energy, free tea, if we don't transmute that energy, it will manifest into something else, okay? Because energy doesn't die, it just changes forms. And so what was starting to happen is that negative energy that was pent up was starting to manifest itself as laryngitis and strep throat and all of these things. And so at one point I thought I was going to have my tonsils taken out, but that never happened, thankfully, because I was able to when I got to college, I really started to come into my own, and I really started to, like speak more and express more. And so yeah, so I've been eating blueberries, I've been eating blackberries, I've been wearing the color blue. I've been wearing my blue crystals. My lapis lazuli is a blue crystal. I'll probably insert pictures of the crystals here, but so yeah, the crystal, the eating, blue foods, and wearing the color blue, along with also still pushing myself beyond my fears to really express myself and my truth regardless. I know you guys have all heard or seen the quote, speak your truth even if your voice shakes. So I still be on Clubhouse expressing myself even with my little shaky voice sometimes, but it's getting better. And every time I practice the balance of my throat chakra, I can just tell and feel and see and hear the ease and flow and grace in my voice as time goes on. So that was it. That's all I have for you guys today, just about the throat chakra. Let me know down below in the comments if you guys have had issues with your throat chakra, or if you feel like your throat chakra has been blocked or in the past or is blocked currently now, and some of the things that you are doing to unblock and balance this throat chakra. So I want to leave you guys with this affirmation that says, I am comfortable with who I am. I speak my truth. I honor my inner voice. So until next time, I'm sending you guys peace, love, and blessings. If you guys enjoyed me ramble about the throat chakra and my experiences with it, and want more videos like this and chakra videos, comment below, let me know, like this video, and be sure to subscribe. Until next time, I'm sending you guys peace, love, and blessings.